Simply explained, integrity means sticking to what you believe is right, following your moral compass, if you will. However, like most important values, understanding the application of such a quality is a bit more involved. Most people will have their own views on this life skill, but here are some points to ponder. When you live with integrity, you are open and honest. Your life can become less complicated and less stressful. When you have good integrity, you have no reason to lie. You have nothing to hide. A person of integrity will bear the consequences of their convictions, even when that becomes difficult. When used in this manner, as a virtue term, integrity refers to the quality of a person's character. However, there are other uses for the term. One may speak of the integrity of a wilderness region or an ecosystem, a computerized database, a work of art, and so on. When it is applied to objects, integrity refers to the wholeness, intactness, or the purity of a thing, meanings that are sometimes carried over when it is applied to people. A wilderness region has integrity when it has not been corrupt by development, when it remains intact as a wilderness. A database maintains its integrity as long as it remains uncorrupted by error. A musical work might be said to have integrity when its musical structure has a certain completeness, a kind of musical wholeness, intactness, and purity. Integrity is also attributed to various parts or aspects of a person's life. We speak of attributes such as professional, intellectual, and artistic integrity. However, the most philosophically important sense of the term integrity relates to general character. Integrity is the quality of having consistency of actions, values, methods, measures, and principles. However, integrity is not simply standing by your own ideals just to be rigid. Sometimes integrity is defined primarily in terms of a person holding true to their commitments. When explaining integrity, sometimes commitment is used as a broad umbrella term covering many different kinds of intentions, promises, convictions, and relationships of trust. One may be, and usually is, committed in many different ways to many different kinds of things: people, institutions, traditions, causes, ideals, principles, projects, and so on. Commitments can be both public and private. Some are relatively superficial and unimportant, like casual support of a sporting team. Others are very deep, like the commitment formed in genuine love or friendship. Because we find ourselves with so many commitments of so many different kinds, and because commitments inevitably clash and change over time, it will not do to define integrity merely in terms of remaining true to one's commitments. And a consequence of this view of integrity as only maintaining personal core commitments is that people of integrity can do horrific things and maintain their integrity so long as they are acting in accordance with their core commitments. A clearer definition of integrity could be adherence to a strict moral or ethical code. Adherence to strict moral and ethical reasoning is different than sticking by something you believe in or choosing something for your own desires. Moral and ethical codes have within them a sense that these ideals transcend individualized agendas and instead are codes which apply to a wider group than just yourself. Why is this view of integrity important? Because all too often we get focused on our own agenda, our own goals, and we forget to take time to verify if we are doing what is right. Integrity is not something that adults have and children or adolescents can aspire to. Integrity is something that all of us, at all ages, are constantly striving for. Becoming wealthy can be quite a noble venture, especially when the one becoming wealthy plans on using that wealth to assist others. But gaining wealth by dishonesty or by other means of compromising one's character does not justify the end result. Integrity is doing the right, proper, noble, and honorable thing no matter what the incentive or temptation is to do otherwise. Again, we're defining integrity as doing what is morally and ethically right. Doing the right thing simply because it is the right thing to do. In order to have integrity as a foundation of good moral conduct, you must adhere to social ethics. By this right, integrity becomes a personal virtue granted with social strings attached. I once heard a high school student defend graffiti, not as defacement of public buildings, but as art that should be left up and appreciated. Now, he was sincere in his view and always saw beauty in unconventional things. His artistic integrity was strong in conviction. But if that building is not yours and the artwork was not commissioned, social ethics demand that the graffiti artwork not be applied, as it becomes not art but vandalism. To graffiti someone else's property without their consent, even in the name of artistic expression, shows a lack of moral courtesy to fellow members of the community, and a lack of social integrity to what is considered ethically acceptable. An example of a successful person who lived for integrity's sake is Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie is often regarded as the second richest man in history after John D. Rockefeller. He became this wealthy after years and years of hard work. At age 65, he sold his company and devoted his remaining years to giving away his wealth. Carnegie donated most of his money to establish many libraries, schools, and universities in America, the United Kingdom, and other countries, as well as pension funds for former employees, and gave away millions of dollars to those needing various forms of assistance. Another fact about Andrew Carnegie, he was honest about hard work. He was once interviewed and asked if he had any idea that his life would ever turn out the way that it had. His response was something to the effect of, "Had I known all the challenges that lay before me, I might never have been able to get out of bed on any given day." But he did get up, and he did what was before him each and every day for the right reasons and to the best of his ability. Carnegie is quoted as saying, "As I grow older, I pay less attention to what men say. I just watch what they do. Let me encourage you to always try to do what is right, even when it is costly or difficult. Live up to the highest ethical standards and don't compromise your values by giving in to temptation." What are your dreams? How are you going to go about their achievement? Before you answer, here are some loaded questions for you to ponder. How do you want to be remembered after you die? In what ways do you benefit from making choices that are consistent with your highest values? Have you ever heard the phrase, "Let your life speak for you"? What do you think this means? Does thinking about how you want to be remembered tell you anything about how you should live your life? Now, considering these questions, how far would you compromise your principles in order to get ahead? When you come up to life's choices and challenges, be sure to take the path of integrity. You may get there faster by an alternate route. However, if you take the path of integrity, you will like yourself enough to enjoy your dreams once they come true. I'm sorry. Okay, you okay?
I felt that.
No, I just straightened it off.